back to the All Things Good channel and to this week's bank holiday, slightly longer edition programme. I hope you're all doing really well this week. Grab yourselves a nice cup of tea, cup of coffee. You've got about 40 minutes or so to watch this programme. I call it a programme now. Warm welcome to you and to any new subscribers. And the reason I'm calling it a programme is because I like to think of this channel as not just very real, which I hope it is, and it's all about life, really. All the kind of things that happen to us in life, good, bad, indifferent, boring, not so boring, day to day, those kind of things. But I like to think of it as a programme because I do like to think it has a beginning, a middle and an end. It's a nice little sort of magazine is what I call it. And it's not just for ladies, it's for you gentlemen as well. But I do like to think of this as a magazine. So you might want to just grab yourselves a cuppa while you sit down, relax and watch this week's video. There's a lot to get through, actually. I have made some nice purchases this week. Tell you what I did find, only because I went to Marks and Spencer's that I don't go to very often because we don't have one particularly local, but Nancy had bought some trousers a few weeks ago and they don't fit, so we had to take them back. And the Marks and Spencer's we go to is in Tamworth. It's on a retail park and it's quite big, so it has every department of a Marks and Spencer's plus a food hall. And while I popped into the food hall, although this is not food, I recommend you don't eat it. I picked this up. I've never had this before. It's a kitchen surface cleaner and it is plant-based, but it's Italian lemon and ginger made with botanical essential oils. Oh, talk about converted. I absolutely love it. It smells amazing. Honestly, it's like pure flowered perfume. It's gorgeous. And not only that, if you've got shiny worktops like me, talk about bringing out the shine. That must be the oils in it, I think. It's absolutely fab. I can't remember how much it cost. I don't think it was that bad, actually. I also picked up this little blouse. This is £22.50. Just a sort of summery thing that's going on. I don't normally do stripes either, but I'm quite pleased with that. But there's a couple of other purchases in this week's video. I've done a bit more in the garden, and a few of you have asked about the makeup that I was showing you last week and the purchases I've made. So I decided to do a bit of a get ready with me makeup wise because a few of you have asked for that. So I'm going to sit back, enjoy my cup of coffee. Hope you do so too. Let's get into this week's video. Do enjoy it. I've brought you into my lounge for a change. I've just had a delivery come from Next and I've bought myself a new spring waterproof jacket. And this is made by Regatta and I'm loving it. Haven't opened it yet, but I'm loving it already. I'm going to try it on in a second. And I don't know about you, but still getting lots of rain here from time to time at the moment, in between these beautiful hot sunny days. And then when it rains, it goes really quite cold again. And all my jackets are too wintry and too big, all my waterproof ones, for going out in these little summer showers that we're getting, spring summer showers. So I wanted something thin and lightweight, but waterproof with a hood. So ordered this yesterday, it's come today. They do this in a range of colours. Pink, blue, grey, sagey colour, there's all sorts of colours. I decided to go for bright yellow. I just thought it was very spring summery like. And I've also gone a dress size up than I would normally have. This is a size 14. And as I say, it's by Regatta, the Great Outdoors. And this was £56. It wasn't particularly cheap, but it's going to be a good quality one. And I know it's going to be proper waterproof. Plus it's nice and bright for the spring and the summer. I'm going to do it up and show you as best I can. Oops. That's nice. Just be careful you don't catch the liner in there. Ooh, yes. Actually, I know I put some weight on, but I'm glad I didn't go for a 12. It would have been too tight. There's still a little bit of room in there as well for me to put a slightly, I've only got a t-shirt on, to put a slightly thicker jumper on underneath. I'll show you the whole thing a little bit better. And it comes just below your bottom. And it's got pockets that do up. It's great to put your phone in and what have you. It's got a hood, which I love. You pull that tighter, and that is the perfect spring summer waterproof coat. And I don't know why this yellow, oh look at that, it's like a little peak cap. I'm loving that. That's really good. Look at that. Not going to get rained on at all. That's perfect. Perfect. I can keep it in the car as well. And then if it's not raining, take the hood off, and it's got this nice blue lining in there at the top. So that's a bit different, and it feels so nice. Really good quality. I'm loving that, but as I say, it's £56. But I need one, and that's going to be great for spring summer showers and that slight change of season. You get September where it can still be a bit warm, but the bad weather starts to come. I'm loving that. Absolutely loving it. As I say, lots of different colours. I'll link the description down below for you. It's going to come in so useful. Loving it. Loving it. Well, this is not the moment on the bed, but it's a moment on the bed. And as you can see, I have no makeup on. That's because a few of you last week asked if I would do a bit of a makeup get ready with me, especially with the new products that I found on TikTok Shop, Instagram and Superdrug last week. So I thought, why not? It's a day off today, so I'm not in the office. I'm not rushing around too much this morning. So today is the ideal opportunity to show you what I do for a general day-to-day makeup look, and then taking mum out a bit later. So I'm going to use foundation concealer wise the new Freer concealer as my base, and this is designed for ladies over 40 because unlike liquid foundations and some powder foundations, actually when your skin is getting a little bit more mature can look a bit cakey, and they can sort of sit in these lovely laughter lines that we all get, and as the day goes on it can look a bit, it doesn't sit very well generally. So I've been looking for either a liquid foundation or a powder that would be a bit more complementary for slightly mature, older looking skin, people over 40. And I found a really nice Laura Geller powdered foundation. Let's see if I can find it. Here we are. This is the Baked Balance and Brighten Porcelain, and I did try that last week, and a few of you said loving the natural skin look, Polly. That's really nice. So I'm very, very pleased with that. But today, slightly thicker coverage. I'm going to show you the luxury concealer from Fiera, and I did get this off an advert I saw on Instagram, but I will link their website down below for you, and there's plenty of videos on Instagram and YouTube as to how this works and how to use it. And whilst it's not liquid, it's very creamy. Let me just tie my hair back to begin with. Let's do the job properly, shall we? I haven't got any makeup on at the moment. However, the moisturiser I used this morning was the one from Superdrug. That's the serum and moisturiser in one. Loving it. Very smooth, and you do get this nice serum, so you can just see a little bit of a shine. But also last weekend it was quite sunny, and I did catch a little bit of sun, so I've got a little bit of colour. So whilst I've gone for natural beige, which is fine, this is actually going to be more my colour when I haven't got a bit of a tan. So this is going to take a little bit of the colour out of me today, but that's okay, because that's why we've got blusher. So let me just show you first of all the consistency. When it comes out, it's quite thick, and you think, I don't know whether I want such a thick coverage, but actually when you put it on, and if you put it on to begin with in dots, it's very creamy, and you are supposed to warm up the product before it goes into the skin. So the way I do that is to just use the good old-fashioned fingers. I'm going to have to use the mirror as well. Look how dirty this mirror is. I don't use that side. So warm it up a little bit with fingers to get it into the skin. And then the ideal way, that can be a bit haphazard, doesn't matter how that is, once that's warmed up a bit on the skin, I then treated myself to one of their foundation brushes as well. And you just paint it on like you're painting anything, really. Paint it on, and you feel and you'll see that it's actually quite light. Although it's creamy, it's quite a light coverage, so you can still see skin through it, but you're going to get a very nice natural glow. But also, I've used this a few times now over the past week, and I've used it on days where I'm at work, and it really stays put as well. Let me just blend in on my nose. I like to use my fingers quite a lot with makeup. And, well, years ago when I was taught how to do makeup, years ago I worked for the Body Shop. I'm talking 20, 25 years ago. Using fingers was very much frowned upon in training of putting makeup on. But then when I've had professional makeup artists do my makeup in the past, like for stage or TV or whatever, they've always used their fingers. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. Fingers are good tools. So blend that in as much as you can. So you can see I've got quite a light coverage, but it's quite creamy and it's quite shiny as well. And if needs be, and you don't want to use it as a foundation like I do, you can just use a little bit and just to cover up any blemishes and spots. I'm going to use a tiny bit more just under the eye area. A bit more on my finger. There we are. Just under where I get my bags, under my eyes. And I've got a concealer blending brush for that. So I'm just going to blend it underneath the eye to those dark patches there and up onto the lid a little bit as well. So just it's all blended in. And now my nose is running. Hay fever season. Hey ho. It's another thing as well. I don't like to wear too much eye makeup at this time of year because with hay fever my eyes stream. I've got very, very sensitive eyes and they stream and stream, so I don't like to use too much makeup. Let's just sort these eyebrows out a little bit. They're not too bad. Right, now some days I've just had this like this with a bit of blush on the top and no setting powder. But I have got a little setting powder, a Filter Finish Radiant setting powder from Laura Geller. And I'm only going to use a tiny bit. And you see all the different pigments in there. That's so you get a radiant natural finish. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit just to take away the big shine, as it were. Just a tiny bit. And it will just set that for the day as well. Okay, so basic day-to-day eye makeup is a little bit, well, I suppose I do vary it a little bit depending on the season. I do normally like smoky coloured, but what shall I do today? Browny smoky coloured, sort of. But I always start with a base on my eyes, and I'm going to use a very, very soft brush with just a very neutral colour, just to give the initial base on my eyes like that. Opens the eye a bit, wakes you up a bit, if you know what I mean. Gonna have to go back to the mirror. And then I've got quite hooded lids, quite hooded eyes, but I do like this brush. All my brushes at the moment are from Oscar Charles. I've had them ages. I do like this one, slanted brush, for the hoods, if you like, of my eyes. I'm just going to use a slightly darker, not exactly a brown, more of a beigey tan colour. What I'm trying to do today is almost keep a sort of natural look, even though I'm applying quite a lot of makeup, if you like. I want it to be natural looking. I don't want it too heavy. You know, the spring is here now. I don't want to be caked in makeup really, but it's just to enhance what we've got. And I assure you, I am no professional at this. This is just what I do on a day-to-day basis. There's a little bit of brown. I'm going to use a little bit of eyeliner. This is a very soft one. It's called Scandalise and it's by Rimmel. It's a windy, smooth crayon. It's very handy. And I just do that along my lash lines at the top. Just a little bit. And I don't have my eyelashes or anything tinted, not very often. Sometimes I do before I go on holiday, and if I do, I don't tend to wear any eyeliner, but at the moment they're totally natural and they're very blonde, so this just gives a bit of definition first of all. But what I then do to keep it in place and not smudge everywhere is I go back to my powder, and I'm going to go for a bit of an ivory colour. I go back to my powder and I just put a little bit over the eyeliner so it sort of quietens it down a little bit, doesn't make it quite so harsh, but I know that it's there and it's still enhancing the outline, if you like, of the top of my eyelid, just there, like that. Then I like to use a more smoky colour. Have I got a smoky colour today? Yeah, let's try this one. This one is one of my TikTok purchases. You've got some smoky colours, but you've also got a bit of glitter in there as well. And I'll tell you what is nonsense. Anybody that says over 40s or over 50s shouldn't have a bit of eye glitter on, or a bit of glitter. What a load of rubbish. Go for it. If you like glitter, go for it. So what I do now is just put a little bit of darker colour just in the edges there, on the outside of the lid. And I should do the same on the other side. There's nothing professional about this. Hasten to add. Just a definition. And the key really to eyeshadow is blending. It doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to be a portrait artist to be able to do it. But another one of my Oscar Charles brushes, if I can find it. I've got so many of them. Where's it gone? There it is. I'm just going to use that one, and I'm just going to blend all those colours in together. So there's a definite definition, but it's not too unnatural. It's just enhancing what we've got, if that makes sense. And then depending on the day and how I feel, I might have a little bit of blue eyeliner just underneath. I might have a bit of black, or I might not have any. And again, that's a bit of a debatable. They say, you know, as you're getting older, don't use eyeliner under your eyes, but I think you can just do what you like, really. I'm going to go for a tiny little bit of blue, not much. Again, this is a Scandalise soft crayon from Rimmel. And I'm just going to do it very lightly because I have got blue eyes, and what I do find is that it helps the colour of my eyes to pop a little bit. Let me just show you the difference. So I don't know if you can see with the camera, but it just enhances that, I think, a little bit. You might disagree. You might disagree. And that is my basic eye for the day. Now my eyebrows are tinted at the moment, so I don't need to touch them. They were waxed the other day and tinted about a week ago. So I don't like them too dark because obviously my hair's blonde. So now what I'm going to do is my blush. I use a big big brush to begin with. And again, I'm using Rimmel at the moment, which is a Radiance Brick bronzer. So I do the bronzer first. This is lovely because it's got really nice browny beige, slightly radiant particles in. So good lot of that on the brush. And then I just enhance the cheekbone area with it. Do both sides. And then you do a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit in my forehead. And that just gives a bit of a healthy, slightly, not sun-kissed, but more of a radiant glow. Loving this foundation. It feels so nice when it's on. Well, it's a concealer, but you can use it as a foundation. It's so soft and light, but you do get that bit of radiance. And then in the apple of my cheeks, again, I'm using Rimmel Maxi Blush, and that is in Wild Card colour. So it's quite pink, very pink. So I need a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of that. But I just like a little bit of that on the apples of my cheeks, just to give that sort of happy sun look. To finish that, this again was one of the Superdrug products. This is the Lola Makeup Setting Spray. I've used various makeup setting sprays. I also like this one by Max Factor, Lasting Performance. My Lasting Performance has not lasted. Oh, it has. There's a little bit left in there. And it does actually last quite a long time, to be fair. But it's running out. So I got this one from Superdrug. And all you need to do is, oh, it's very cooling as well, spritz your face. Don't worry if it looks a bit wet. That's fine. It'll dry off in a second. And that will set your makeup for the day. And I do all of that before I put any mascara on, because sometimes this makes me sneeze. And you know what it's like if you sneeze, when you just put your mascara on, you get it all there. So I give that a few minutes to all do what it does. Then I do my mascara, and then I should do my lips. So let's just let that setting spray. Could put my fan on. I haven't. Like my nails this week. I've gone very spring summer pink, haven't I? Right, a little bit of mascara. This is my favourite at the moment. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High. Very popular at the moment, and I love it, but I get through a lot of it. It doesn't have great lasting power, but then I don't mind that so much in a mascara, because you really shouldn't keep mascara for too long. It can, once the mascara brush has been exposed to the air, it starts to attract bacteria anyway. So that's why pumping your mascara is not a good idea, because you're just pumping bacteria into it. So you shouldn't keep mascara for too long anyway. But I find this one I have to buy more often than any I've done before. But it does give good coverage. I've got very long eyelashes, but you can't see them without mascara because they're so blonde. So blonde. So that's why when I go on holiday, I have them tinted, but I don't generally throughout the week. Again, you're all going to go, oh, you're putting that on wrong. Do you know what? I don't think there is any right or wrong to how you put makeup on. It's just what you want to do, isn't it? And sometimes I don't do the bottom lashes at all. Sometimes I do. Again, it depends really. And I think one of the reasons why I don't do it very often is, again, because certainly in the spring and the summer I sneeze a lot. I don't want it to be too, I don't want to, smudge it. But I always do the top first anyway. And I think that's probably enough. It does enhance your lashes very well, this mascara. I used to use, and I sometimes do still use, is it 1000 Calorie by Max Factor? I'm a huge Max Factor fan. I certainly used to be. Not so much actually now, my skin's getting a bit older, but I do still like the mascara. And I will just put today a tiny bit on the bottom, but I sometimes think it looks a bit clumpy. I don't want much. There we are. That's enough. That's just enough, I think. There we go. There's my mascara. So I do look quite suntan, don't I? I didn't realise I caught quite so much sun last week. Last weekend was beautiful, wasn't it? But I did. Well, it was just being in the garden, doing jobs. Lips. So I bought a set of lip liners last week off TikTok as well. And they were from the Quibest range. And you got, I think, a pack of 9 or 12 lip liners. They're gorgeous. This is my favourite. And I don't think it tells you the names of the colours. They are just mixed. But they are very long lasting. They are pencil, but they're very soft. And this is a kind of, it's not red and it's not brown and it's not pink. Somewhere in between the three. So I just can't talk and do lip liner. So I'm going to just line my lips. And again, my lips have got a little bit thinner. Now I'm getting older. They used to be. But I'm not having those injections to make them bigger. I don't want to look like a duck. I know some people do like it. Some people don't. What I always do is put a little bit of lip liner on the lip as well, because that gives your lipstick something to sit on, makes it last longer. Anyway, I'll shut up a second. So I'll do the bottom first. On the top, just defining the shape. That's enough lip liner. And then I'm going to use, what lipstick am I going to use today? I'm going to use this one, colour 03, in the Handayan lipsticks that again I got off TikTok last week. A set of 1, 2, 3, 6 come in a box like that. And basically my favourite combination in lipsticks, they are matte but velvet. So I always love how a moisturising lipstick feels, but to me they just come off too quickly and they don't last. So I often buy matte lipsticks, but then I find that sometimes they make your lips very dry. This is the perfect combination. It is a velvet matte lipstick, so you get the matte feel, the matte effect, but it's so moisturising on the lips. It's just so soft. I haven't found another lipstick like this. Love it. And that's not a dissimilar colour to the lip liner. Sometimes I use a lipstick brush when I'm in a hurry. I don't. And that is, take my hair down now, my basic for the day makeup, with fabulous new lipstick, fabulous new concealer stroke foundation that I'm loving. Look at the little glow on that. It's not in all the creases. My skin feels lovely and soft and smooth. It lasts all day. And I'm super, super pleased with these recent purchases. So I hope, there you are. I hope you've liked that little get ready with me. Definitely need to sort my hair out now. Then we can take Nancy out.
Well, Nancy hasn't been out much this week because her knee is still hurting her, but she's really enjoying the lovely weather that we have had and the pretty new flowers that are in her garden. It's really starting to come along. What we did notice though was the little hedge at the end of her front garden was diseased, so we decided to have it removed. It has now actually been removed and it's going to be returfed and made into one big piece of lawn for her, which means from her kitchen window she'll be able to see her lovely flowers much better.
My garden is coming along too. Look, my little sweet peas are starting to bud, and I've purchased quite a few new plants and flowers this week. I wanted to get rid of all this green, so overgrown and just taking over. So Paul has very kindly dug out all the green for me and planted all my new plants, and I'm going to get some more as well and make lots of colour along this flower bed here at the side of my garden. Certainly coming along and looks very pretty. So a few of you have asked how I make my smoothies, and most of the time I cheat, quite frankly. I love the smoothies that are pre-done, frozen by a company called Pact, and you can get them in most supermarkets. I'll put a little picture up here so you can see what they look like, all in different mixes and flavours and what have you. And I do sometimes make my own from scratch, which if I do it generally contain bananas and strawberries and it's quite basic. But what I like about the Pact range is that they are frozen and you smooth them up from frozen, so when you're drinking them they're lovely icy and cold. But sometimes I actually make one first thing in the morning and I take it with me for my lunch at work, and I can keep it in the fridge at work, but even if you don't refrigerate it, it'll stay fine for a few hours and it just still tastes lovely. It's absolutely fine. But there's various different ones you can get. The one I've got at the moment is the energy range. So you get 6 individual bags of mix inside one box. And so this is the energy range. So in this bag, there is a mixture of banana, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, blackcurrant and spinach. And with each packet, you also get a superfood blend. And again, these differ from the packets. This one has got chia seeds and guarana and maca in it. So lots and lots of really good things for that superfood boost, if you like. You mix this with 200 ml of liquid and one of the pouches in your blender or your mixer, whatever you've got to hand. And then you've got a really quick and easy smoothie, and they are gorgeous. So I'm going to make today's. I'm going to use filtered water. You don't have to use filtered water. And I've got a NutriBullet, so that's what I'm using today. So I do about that much. It's about 200 ml. I don't particularly weigh it out precisely. And then I put the fruit mix in first, frozen fruit. Let's bring this camera down a bit so you can see what I am doing. That's a bit better, isn't it? See what I'm doing now. So I've got water and the fruit. I'm going to put in the superfood blend, which generally comes out like a little powder. That goes in as well. And for extra sweetness, because I have a really sweet tooth, and there's lots of raspberries in here, so this one is a little bit sour, I would say. And if you haven't got a sour palate like me and you've got a sweet palate, you can always add something sweet extra in it. And what I like to add are cherries. And again, Pact also have started doing individual bags of frozen fruit. They're doing avocado, mango, I think there's banana, cherries, which this one is, and this will blend really nice with the summer fruits in there. But you can also buy any brand of frozen fruit or veg. You find them a lot in Morrison's. Morrison's do a really good range of different frozen fruits. And again, straight in from frozen. These are lovely though, because these are big organic cherries. So I'm going to put, I don't know, let's have a look. 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm going to put 8. Look at those, they're huge. I'm going to put 8 in there. And then I need my Wizzy lid. Where's the Wizzy lid? Here it is. Used it yesterday. Put that on there. Plug this in. And if you've got a NutriBullet, you only need to do this for about 30 seconds and it will be done. And that bit doesn't need cleaning, which is great. It goes straight back in the cupboard. Super duper. And then you've got your ready-made smoothie. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Full of vitamins and nutrients, and I'm probably going to get more than one glass out of this. Look at that. For health, fitness and vitality. And that is very cold. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I will put also the nutritional values for these down below. Not high in calories at all. I think this is about 80 calories. So it's really not enough for lunch. If you haven't had a breakfast, it's definitely not enough. But I do have quite a good hearty breakfast before, certainly before work. A couple of Weetabix with a bit chopped banana on the top, sometimes some blueberries, a little bit of honey and milk. And I always have 2 Weetabix, so that's quite a good breakfast. And then I shall have that for work, for my lunch. But I also might take a piece of fruit as well, or a yoghurt. And then I have a normal sized, plentiful dinner in the evening. And that helps me lose a bit of weight and maintain weight. And I'm trying to lose a little bit at the moment. So that's what I am doing. But I'm not doing this every day. I'm doing this on my work days. I'm just showing you this today. It's actually my day off. But I'm showing you this today. I've got time to show you. So it is my lunch today as well. But normally, 3 times a week, that's my lunch. And I can honestly say, energy, within about half an hour of having that, I do feel like I've got loads of energy to power on through the afternoon. It's really true. Really, really true. There's another one that's called Power, and it's got cocoa powder in as well, so you almost taste like a chocolate milkshake. That's my ultimate favourite, and that really does power you through the afternoon. They are great. Really easy way to do smoothies without having to think about and buying too many individual ingredients that are going to use up fridge space that could be used for a bar of chocolate. So here we are having our moment on the bed, and I'll try and keep it brief this week because this has been quite a long video, hasn't it, this week? It is bank holiday weekend. I hope some of you have got some time off or are having a little bit of P&Q where you need it. I have got tomorrow off, bank holiday Monday, and I don't work on a Tuesday anyway, so I'm not back in work till Wednesday. So it's a really nice, lovely weekend break for me this weekend, although I'm sure Nancy will find lots for me to do, and we're continuing with her garden, and it's all starting to come together nicely for her. Of course, it's her birthday next month, and I did mention that to you in last week's video, and some of you so kindly said, do you know, we'd love to send something to Nancy for her birthday. A lot of you came up with some brilliant ideas for her birthday. And you know, afternoon tea, or you know, taking her somewhere lovely, or you know, getting her something lovely for the garden. Someone suggested a little water feature, which I thought was a superb idea, and so I have now got lots of ideas for her birthday. But somebody asked me as well if I've got a PO box address, so that if you wanted to send Nancy a birthday card or something, you could, but unfortunately I don't have a PO box address. And the reason I don't is the Royal Mail PO box addresses are really expensive. They're about £400 or £500 for the year. I was blown away when I saw that. So no, I don't have a PO box address, but I do have an email address, which is linked in the description box down below, where you can get hold of me on a one-to-one basis. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook and Threads and TikTok, as you well know. But if you want to send Nancy a birthday message, please do so in an email, and you can email it to me in the email address in the description box, and I will make sure she gets it for her birthday, which is the 29th of June, and she will be 94. I have had today a lovely gift arrive, and it's from a company called Claire Abella, and I will link their description down below for you as well. And they actually produce personalised gifts. They have been very, very busy recently. If you do want to order anything from them, there's a little bit of a wait, particularly because they've recently been on the programme This Morning, And my dear friend Alison Hammond, she had a gift given to her, a personalised gift, a tote bag, and they very kindly sent me a personalised tote bag. Look at this. How lovely is that? That's me, apparently. That's my shopping tote bag, and it says Polly on it, and it's got some sparkles and some hearts, and on the back it says Clarabella. How lovely is that? And that's so me look in a t-shirt and jeans, especially at the weekend. I absolutely love it. Can you imagine me going shopping with that? Oh, I'm going to love that in the supermarket tomorrow. Absolutely love it. But Clarabella, not only do they do these personalised tote bags, they do beach towels, school bags, clothing, you name it, they'll personalise practically anything. Have a look. They're so, so good. I'm so impressed with this, and I love the sparkle on it as well. Absolutely love it. Isn't that sweet? So thank you very much, Clarabella, for sending me my tote bag, which I shall proudly use. Loving this little ribbon on it as well. It's so cute. My goodness, look at those eyes. How blue. I've got my mobile phone, of course. Perfect. So me. So me. But I'm absolutely loving that. So if you do want a personalised gift for anybody, can you imagine me getting one of those for Nancy? She'd love that. Shall I do that? Shall I get one of those for Nancy for her birthday and put her birthday presents in it? What a hoot. I don't think she needs a beach towel though. I don't see her going abroad or to a beach actually this year, but never mind. You never know, but I don't think so. But that's a lovely little treat to come home to. And yeah, Mum's doing really, really well. So yeah, like I say, if you want to send her an email or a birthday wishes within an email, just send it to my email address and I will make sure she gets it ready for her birthday at the end of June. And I'll let you know what we decide to do. We've got another birthday this weekend. It's Grace's boyfriend, Tom, his birthday this weekend. So I'm going to make a birthday cake now. So I better get on cracking and get on and do it. And I'll see you next week. And until then, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. See you next Sunday. Take care. Bye.